This is a mock interview conducted by Forum IAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Please come, Neeraj. Please, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please come.
Thank you, sir.
Neeraj, what's your full name?
Sir, it's Neeraj Yadav,
जी.
but I just write Neeraj.
आपने शॉर्टन किया था या आपके पेरेंट्स ने?
हाँ, मेरे पापा ने सजेस्ट किया था, वो भी बाबूलाल मतलब उनका ही नेम लिखते हैं खाली.
वो भी नहीं लिखते? अच्छा, ये पहले से ही आपने किया हुआ है?
He told me that his teacher in school advised him to avoid discrimination, etc. So,
Yadavs ka, even though you don't use it, I'm sure you know about it. What is the background of this family, of this surname?
and sir, it is said to be originated from Lord Krishna clan, and they are said Yaduvansis. And in our Haryana, the main center revolves around Rewadi. I mean, there was Rao Tularam of 1857 rebellion, and his successors now is Rao Inderjit Singh. I mean, they are the kind of leaders of our three districts. They are mainly concentrated in three districts in Haryana: Mahendragarh, Rewadi, and Gurgaon.
They are Yadavs.
Yes.
But they also don't write.
No, sir, they write. They use Yadav. They also use Rao. Also,
Raos are also Yadav.
in Haryana, Rao is used by Yadavs.
In Maharashtra, Rao is a title. Rao Sahib. You are an IIT engineer,
Yes.
IIT Delhi.
Yes.
So how did you put your degree to use soon after college? Tell us.
Sir, I briefly worked in Times Internet Limited, and after that, I am preparing. So, basically.
What does this Times Internet do?
Sir, it is a digital company of Times Group. I mean, they have like many apps popular, like Ghana.com, and their whole lot of newspapers website, and there are ClickBuzz, etc. All these web apps, and they are mainly handle these kind of things.
But there also you worked only for 5 months.
Yes.
And then you've been preparing for last 6 years.
Yes.
So where did you go, were getting stuck? In the written or in the interview?
Sir, I have been selected in Indian Forest Service last year. So currently I am undergoing training.
Oh, you are in the Forest Service.
Yes.
So you have joined the Forest Service.
Yes, sir. I am undergoing training at Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy, Dehradun.
So you're not happy there?
Sir, I especially started preparation for AS, and especially due to its diversity of opportunities it provides, also more people connect, and as well as my dream, I would like to become IAS. But from my limited time I spent in academy, I mean, it's a very good job also, Indian Forest Service. There are a lot of opportunities also there.
Your father used to be with government service, public sector.
So he is also currently serving in Delhi Police. So.
Or Delhi Police.
Yes.
So public sector, when you say, was he with some CPSU or something?
No, sir, in Delhi Police only.
Or the public sector, what's written here, he's with them.
Yes.
He's serving.
Yes.
Now, you've given interesting hobbies.
Yes.
Watching Western football.
Yes.
Or watching European football.
Yes.
Okay, when you say European football, how is it different from other football or soccer?
Sir, European football first has, due to its economic might or kind of revenue they generate, the best players play in European competition. It has been trend for, I mean, a long time now.
Which teams?
Like Real Madrid, there is Barcelona, now there are Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United. Then in Italy there are Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus. In League One now we have Paris Saint-Germain. So it has been bought by Qatar-based corporation or government. I mean, it is ambiguous, its ownership, but they have a lot of money. And in Bundesliga, we have Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. So a lot of quality teams are there. So secondly, sir, they are also investing in media, like exposure to matches. Like they schedule their matches in according to Asia times. Like in EPL, we can see matches at 5 p.m. At 10 p.m. Last match is played in EPL. It is not possible in South American leagues because there the time gap becomes 12 hours something. So it's not possible for us to watch that kind of football.
Good. So, did you play football in school or college?
So I played volleyball. I picked up this hobby in IIT because there was kind of culture in our hostel to watch football. So initially I started with famous matches and then I...
Were you in the Nilgiris?
Yes.
Were you in IIT? Which hostel were you in?
Sir, I was in Jwalamukhi.
So they got all named after mountains in IIT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Our is an exception.
That's right. Okay, so volleyball, to what extent, what level did you go?
Sir, I can finger very well and I can do smash but not that good.
No, so which level of, did you play for IIT Delhi?
No, sir. I played for my hostel team.
Hostel team. Okay, so you are more interested in beach volleyball?
No, sir.
Which newspaper do you read, Neeraj?
So mainly Indian Express.
All right. Can you tell me 3 regular writers of Indian Express?
So one is Ashok Gulati sir, he writes on agriculture. Then there is Raja Mohan sir, he writes on foreign affairs. And sir, third one, I'm not remembering the name, but she is an IPS officer and she writes on security matters.
You have been reading Express and reading Ashok Gulati. What has been, can you sum up Ashok Gulati's views on farm laws?
Ashok Gulati sir views is that we should allow more market, we should reduce government intervention, especially on subsidies etc. because they curtail investment in like productive investment like in storage, research and development, and we should allow more private participation. So he was in favor of these farm laws, the 3 farm laws government passed.
If you read Indian Express regularly, there is a journalist who is considered as a pioneer of RTI journalism, right to information journalism. He has got so many international awards also. Can you name that journalist? He gets regular bylines, he publishes his articles by his names.
I remember Pratap Bhanu Mehta sir, but I'm not...
You're a journalist, he's not a journalist. Shyamlal Yadav, you are right. Shyamlal Yadav is an RTI journalist and he is with Indian Express. Well, what is NFT?
Sir, these are non-fungible tokens. I mean, they are based on cryptographic method, but there is one key difference is that they can't be replicated. Also, they cannot be divided. So, they are for unique things in physical world. They are a representation for that. Like we have a painting, so they can represent that. We in terms of our identity, they can also represent that because.
What is cryptocurrency?
Sir, these are the currencies which are based on whose security is based on cryptographic methods. Mainly, there are 2 kind of cryptographic primitives are used. One is public key cryptography. Second is hash-based function is used for their security.
So, for example, if you and I carry some currency which has some linkage with the Reserve Bank of India. So, any organization, government or bank has some connection to cryptocurrency?
No.
Then can we call it currency even?
So it is not functioning as a currency. It is more like an asset.
Okay.
Because it is not accepted popularly.
When every state can have its own education, own courses, why every state cannot have its own currency? हरियाणा में हरियाणा का रुपया चले, दिल्ली में केजरीवाल जी अपनी फोटो वाला नोट चलाएं, What's the problem in that? Problem क्या है?
So one will be trade, like it will be very messy to convert all currencies one to another, like we see in international trade.
करेंसी की वैल्यू सेम रहे, इंडिया में करेंसी की वैल्यू बिल्कुल सेम रहे, बस डिफरेंस इज दैट कि हरियाणा वालों में वहाँ का चीफ मिनिस्टर का फोटो और दिल्ली वालों में इसका फोटो. व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम इन दैट?
So because Reserve Bank of India is the guarantor of those currency, and so it is a central body, national level body. So
You have been mentioning that reading book is. Can you tell me any recent book you have read?
sir, from few months I have started reading classical fiction, and I have read Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky's book.
How many pages are there in Crime and Punishment?
Sir, I don't remember.
Roughly 100, 200, 400.
It was a thick book, so it must be 400 or 500, something like that.
कहाँ तक पहुँचे अभी आप Crime Punishment?
Sir, I finished it. I finished it 1 month back. So
Okay, पूरा कर दिया. 5 लाइन्स में अगर पढ़ाना हो BA के बच्चों को, take aways from this book, क्या है? What are those 5 takeaways from this Crime and Punishment?
So one was that behind every flawed character, there is some humanity left in them. Secondly, sir, when we disconnect from society, it can lead us to very dangerous path, which we will regret for our life. So third is that ego or pride can lead to a very miserable kind of condition if our decision making is not right, and if we fail down, because there was a character like that in that book. So also that in lower classes, drinking as well as uncleanliness produce kind of effect that it leads them to be very demoralizing kind of effect, like our protagonist Russell Knope. He is in delirium. He is very thin, and like many diseases are also there. And fifth is, sir, if you don't stand for yourself, then you will be exploited and you will not leave your mark. Like the pawn breaker sister was not respected by her or anybody else. I mean,
we are talking about English Premier League and all. Recently, Champions League finals have been going on. So, what is the current status?
sir, its first leg of semi-final has been played. One leg was between Real Madrid and Manchester City. Manchester City won by 4-3. Another was between Liverpool and Villarreal, and Liverpool won it by 2-0.
There has been an issue of player fatigue, that players keep on moving from one tournament to another tournament, national, international, continental, then these English Premier Leagues. What do you think about this issue of player fatigue?
Sir, it's a very key issue. Like we will have World Cup in winters in Qatar, and players will be fatigued very much now, because there will be a season going of leagues, and then there is a World Cup, and then they have to come again and play there. So there should be some kind of regulation on how many matches play. The fixture schedule should be reduced so that player can rest and give their best, because it leads to injuries, not giving their best.
English Premier League and basically European football has been going on for quite some time. Have they developed any regulation like this?
Sir, on player fatigue specifically, I am not aware of any regulation.
Okay, there was a recent news item that IPL viewership has been declining. So within 10 years, we have seen people losing interest in Indian Premier League cricket. But the same has not been happening for the European football. So what is exactly going wrong with cricket matches which European football is doing right?
In European football, sir, it is an all-round year event, and there is a connect of locals with their teams. Like if we saw Borussia Dortmund, which is very famous for its fans, so there is a kind of culture like going on weekend to football matches. IPL, there are matches every day, and there are two matches many times every day. So, and it is very recent phenomena of IPL. I mean, football, it is at least going back 50, 60 years. So there is a kind of weekend culture associated with it in Europe, which is not present in India.
So what can we do to streamline the Indian Premier League cricket matches, player professionalism in India?
So one could be like in IPL there is a fair play teams ranking also. So it could be some awards, etc. I mean points could be given to teams so that there is an incentive to be play fairly. Secondly, sir, there could be lesser tolerance for some kind of events, like if you cross a line, then there should be repercussions, and it could be there.
Okay. So you have been a computer science and engineering student. Can you tell me what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning?
So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence includes computers mimicking the human behavior and actions, like taking decision on their own. And machine learning is a subset of field in which machine learns automatically from the data by drawing patterns from it. Like there was a famous chess match in 1990s of IBM computer beating Gary Kasparov. So it can be said artificial intelligence, but it was not machine learning because the rules were explicitly programmed that they were not driven from data.
Okay. Can you tell me what is big data?
Sir, it is finding patterns and valuable insight from large amount of data. Data is there is no structured data. Like data can be multiple dimensions. There its velocity is very high, so the data comes at very high speed. So finding patterns in them is
okay. We have every 10 years we have a census, and it contains data of millions and millions of Indians. Do you think it is big data?
Sir, I am not aware of its processing, how it is processed, whether it is structured, processed in structured way. So, if I am not aware of those.
Okay. Can you tell me what are the ethical challenges related to artificial intelligence?
The issue of how much powerful AI can be, like some people are saying that it will surpass the human intelligence. So, that will be a very nightmarish scenario where we have more intelligent machines than us. So secondly, sir, then who will be held responsible for algorithms action? Like in driverless car, it has been issued that in accident who should be held responsible. So second is that. Third is, sir, equity issue. Like most of research is concentrated in few countries and even fewer corporations, and it gives them a huge advantage over that. Also, sir, there is an issue of autonomous weapons used.
Okay, my last question. Can you name some World Heritage Sites and Harappan sites in Haryana?
Sir, Harappan sites are Rakhigiri, then there is Banavali, and sir, World Heritage Site, so World Heritage Site, I'm not aware of any. Of UNESCO announced World Heritage.
All right.
There is not any.
Okay, thank you.
So you worked in Times Internet Limited, right? So you must be aware about some working of digital media also. What is a clickbait headline, and why do many websites give that?
So clickbait headlines is that to sensationalize the news, they used misleading headlines to to make user click on their headlines. So basically these companies do that to increase their internet traffic, so that their ranking in Google, etc., they can be ranked higher and more revenue etc. can flow from that traffic.
Okay, all right. Do you think putting newspaper articles behind a paywall doesn't it affect knowledge sharing and content sharing?
Yes, sir, it affects, but then we have to also see at the sustainability of news corporations, because they need money to sustain their operations, and Google and Facebook has been eating away in their advertisement revenue. And I mean, it's a model for subscription that where you pay for quality information. So there has to be a balance between.
What do you see the future of physical newspapers?
Sir, I mean, currently it looks not good because advertisement revenues are drying up, and more users, especially younger users, are preferring digital mode. So the future doesn't look that good for newspapers.
Do you think the reading habit has deteriorated over a period of time?
Sir, many studies have shown that in a younger generation there is lesser reading and more on social media and all those kind of things are there. So it has been reduced.
Reduced or changed? What would you say?
Sir, I mean, in reading you kind of engage with you need concentration to engage with the text. In social media etc. with limited characters, it is not possible to do that.
Okay, and what about the attention span? Has it increased or has it decreased?
So from what I read, it has been decreasing because of this. Like you get a post, you have to like it and then comment. So.
Okay, all right. You also watch European football.
Yes.
Now, in the wake of Russia's military operations, the UEFA banned Russian football clubs from playing in or maybe suspended till further notice. Right? Do you think the sports and politics should be mixed? What is the fault of the football clubs in this?
There has to be a kind of higher benchmark to ban that, but European nations are saying that according to their government that Russia is committing a genocide there. So according to their government, it is a very severe crime against UN charters, all that, and which needs such kind of strain action against that country, because there is a term called sports washing. So using sports to enhance your public image. And we also did in South Africa, we boycotted when there was apartheid system. So
we also do it currently in IPL also in some form?
Yes, sir. Pakistani players are not there.
So who do you think will win this year's Champions League?
Sir, I am rooting for Real Madrid, which I follow mostly.
What will happen in the next leg?
Sir, and there are rumors of very good players coming to Real, so I am rooting again for them, like Mbappe from PSG.
No, in the second leg, which is going to come, I think it is next week?
Yes, sir.
This is this week, right?
Yes. I mean, in Tuesday and Wednesday there will be these.
What is the meaning of this word in Real Madrid? Real? You're not aware. Okay. And often I also see this hashtag Hala Madrid. What is the meaning of this word?
Sir, it is come on Madrid. Like Madrid is known for winning matches at all costs. They don't care much about style. It's about winning, and that's.
Thank you. Okay.